Good morning. My name is Mary, and I'll be reading you the story titled Ephesus of day number 342. The Apostle Paul did not stay long at Antioch, but soon started out for another journey among the churches and into new fields. He went through Syria, the country around Antioch, and then to the region near Tarsus, which had been his home, preaching Christ. He crossed over the mountains and entered into the heart of Asia Minor, coming to the land of Galatia. The people in this land were a warm hearted race, eager to see and hear new things. They listened to Paul with great joy and believed his teachings. Paul wrote afterward that they received him as an angel of God, as though he were Jesus Christ himself, and they were ready to pluck out their own eyes and give them to him, so eager were they to have the gospel. But soon after Paul went away, some Jewish teachers came, saying to these new believers, "You must all become Jews and obey the whole Jewish law, with all its rules about things to be eaten, fasts, and feasts days, or you cannot be saved." The people in Galatia quickly turned away from Paul's words to follow these new teachers, for they were fond of change and were not firm in their minds. There was a danger that all Paul's work among them would be undone. But as soon as news came to Paul of their sudden turning from the truth of the gospel, he wrote them a letter, the epistle to the Galatians. In this letter, he called them back to Christ and showed them that they were free, not slaves to the old law, and urged them to stand fast in the freedom Christ had given them. Paul went through Phrygia and from there returned to Ephesus, which he had visited before. This time he stayed in Ephesus more than 2 years, preaching the gospel of Christ. At first he spoke in the synagogue, telling the Jews that Jesus was the anointed Christ, the King of Israel, and proving it from the prophets of the Old Testament. But when the Jews would no longer listen to him, Paul left the synagogue and spoke every day in a classroom that was opened to him. His work became so well known that almost all the people in Ephesus and many in the lands around the city heard the word of the Lord. God gave Paul great powers of healing. They carried to the sick the cloth with which Paul had wiped the sweat from his face, and the aprons he had worn while he was at work making tents. And the diseases left the sick, and evil spirits went out of men. These wonderful works drew great crowds to hear Paul and led many more to believe his words. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to our discussion questions, and we have 4 of them. The first one says, what were the people of Galatia like? What were the people of Galatia like? Number 2, what did the Jewish teachers tell the people of Galatia? What did the Jewish teachers tell the people of Galatia? The second part of question number 2, why did the people listen to this false teaching? Why did the people listen to this false teaching? Number 3, what did Paul write to the Galatians? What did he say? Number 3, what did Paul write to the Galatians? What did he say? Number 4 and last, when Paul returned to Ephesus, how long did he stay? And what happened there? When Paul returned to Ephesus, how long did he stay? What happened there? And now we are done with day number 342. Thank you for being with me once again. May God bless us all until next time, and stay tuned because I'll be taping the next one very shortly. Bye-bye for now.